Hey guys, it's Mr. Sam here and the cat. And today we're going to be going over context clues for benchmark lesson 10. So hopefully this video will help you find context clues and give you some meaning on that. So we're going to be reading from pages 6 to 9, Earth's weather and climate. And we're going to use context clues to help us figure out some words. Since this is a informative text and it's a scientific text, we're going to use those context clues because we have domain-specific vocabulary, meaning we need to know these words in order to understand the whole text. If we don't know these words, it's going to be very hard for us to understand what this whole thing's about. So let's get started. You're first going to want to read through it and circle any words that seem important. First one right here, weather. That's going to be an important word. And when I read this first sentence, what is the weather like right now? Weather describes, and we're going to stop right there because describes is a big context clue. That means that the definition is going to come up. We know when we hear something describes, we know that they're going to give us the meaning of it. So it's a good idea to write it down or just keep that in your head or underline it, annotate it so that you know to come back there for that easy definition. So it says weather describes the atmosphere's conditions in a certain place at a given moment in time. Now, that's a lot of words, so you might want to read it again just to really understand what it's saying. Weather describes the atmosphere's conditions in a certain place at a given moment in time. Okay, so let's break it apart. The atmosphere's conditions, it just means how it is outside in a certain place. So could be in Watsonville, could be in Santa Cruz, could be in New York, and a given time. So it could be in summer, could be in the day, could be at night. So that's weather. That's how it is outside at any time of the day in any place. So then next you have climate. Climate is different. Climate describes, ding, 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 another context clue right there, describes. So when we see describes, we know the definition is coming. So take out your pen, start writing this down or underline it to know to come back for the definition. Climate describes the average weather patterns of that place over long periods of time. Again, when you come to a definition, especially a scientific one that's got lots of words in it, read it again, maybe slowly, so you can really understand what you're reading. Climate describes the average weather patterns of that place over long periods of time. So climate is different from weather because the climate describes the average weather patterns. So what the weather's usually like of a place over a long period of time. So weather is any given moment of time. Climate is over a long period of time. So little differences there, but that makes a big difference. So something like the weather in Watsonville is usually dry. So that would be the climate. The climate is usually dry, but sometimes the weather can be cold, it can be wet, it can be sunny, it could be cloudy, but the climate is the average weather, what it usually is like. So those are two examples of context clues for this article, page 6 through 9. So continue going through and finding other words that have definitions by using your context clues. All right. Have a good day. Stay safe. Adios.